What's up, you guys? It's your boy Miguel giving you your daily dose of radiation. In today's video, we are showing you the steps X-ray techs take to keep patients' information / privacy during exam and other sorts of part of the exam, even before the patient and after the patient, the confidentiality that we are responsible of doing, or should be doing, because, depends. So, at the very beginning, this is like the basic gist. If you don't know much about X-ray or you're kind of new, you're a student, it's giving you the spiel. I'm an X-ray tech. I've been doing it for 4 years. Graveyard shift, part-time day shift because I work a lot of overtime. So, that being said, once again, disclaimer, depending on where you work at, it may do stuff differently, different protocols, different stuff, but this is just the general base of knowledge of most places and kind of semi what you learned in school or will learn in school, and set standards and stuff. So the biggest one that comes into play before you even get your patient is Hippa. So if you do the exam portable or you're doing it in a place, let's say you're doing something exam portable, the patient's name, information, and exam, most of the time you want to put your screen in a privacy mode or have it in a basic default mode so the patient's information does not show up. Same thing when you go get your patient. You say their name, blah, 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 double check it, make sure they are the person, bring them back to the room. Once again, confirm again, maybe tell them, okay, let's say Mickey Mouse, you tell me your date of birth, you'd be like, and like, okay, they ordered blah, blah, blah exam. And then usually the patient would be like, yes, my foot hurts, because of da-da-da-da-da. And then, date of birth and everything, you'll kind of check it in your little, either you'll have a printout sheet or on the computer, it will show the information. Usually they can't see the x-rays and the patient, that is one thing that we'll kind of do. So you perform the exam, take the patient back. Majority of the times you want to make sure you send it off and kind of close out of everything you're doing, because if you leave an x-ray and exam open and patient information is there, and let's say a patient or a cleaning lady or someone walks in there and sees said things, and you're logged into that computer, and somehow it gets like all the way up to management, and you get involved in some stuff, you're liable for that stuff. So usually you'll want to close everything out, put it back on the default screen where none of the patient information is available. Same thing if you do it portable, shoot the exam, complete it, wipe down all your stuff, kind of do the spiel, put it on the default, like saver screen, I guess, or black screen, whatever it is, to keep the patient information safe. Same thing for things you do, especially like fluoroscopy exams. Those you want to make sure, usually for those, registration checks them, make sure they get the right patient. If they're being transported, the transport person checks them. And even then, you still, as a tech, have to check them, double check, because there's been time where I've sent in the ER, sent for someone to be transported from the floor. They bring them down, and then the transport will be like, yeah, this is so-and-so, it's the right patient. And the patient will be like, yep, that me. And most of the time it'll happen with older people who are having other conditions. You check their little name brand, their little bracelet, and you're like, yo, this is not the right patient. Or sometimes the name will be the same, but the date of birth will be off, and then you look, you're like, you picked up the wrong person. Certain stuff, so always check it, because technically speaking, you'll be safe until you expose. The second you inject radiation to a patient, boom, you're liable. That's on us. But basically, as long as you catch it before you shoot them, or before you start doing any contrast anything, you can still prevent stuff going on. So that is something to be aware. It's happened before. Many students, I remember, were like doing the spiel, and then at the last minute they're like road ringing about a shoot, and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, this don't feel right. Like sometimes you like pick it up, because there'll be times patients you go get them, especially in the ER in the waiting room. There's like a bunch of people with different names. People hear stuff right, wrong, and like you'll be like, Donald Duck. Like, okay, this is me, and then you're like, okay. And then you ask them again, your name, Donald, da da da. Look at their thing, and it's the same until you get back. And sometimes it's happened to me only like once or twice, where the patient, same name, same date of birth, same symptoms, same everything. The only thing that saved me was the patient was telling us how like this has been going on for a long time, has had a lot of radiation, a lot of like other stuff that's been going on. And then usually in our system, it'll tell us like, oh, watch out, so-and-so has the same things as someone else. So like I saw that, and then I was like, oh, because it also shows you like where they live. And if it wasn't for where they live, I would have shot the wrong patient. Well, I would have run the exam under the wrong thing. I mean, so like even that's like an extreme when you go to that part, because usually between the date of birth, name, the symptoms, whatever, usually with that you'll be able to rule out. But that is something. It rarely happens, but it does. And also with identical twins, sometimes they will have names that'd be the same. And it comes down to like the MRN number, because the same name, date of birth, same everything. I've encountered even twins. I'm like, why would you do that? That's probably a headache we don't want to get involved in, but it happens. So that's something. All the privacy, Hippa information stuff that we have to keep safe. Same thing with like if the state comes, you have to make sure all the documents. Like if you have a little printout sheet with the patient information, put it in the shredder. Anything that belongs with the patient information. If you're not currently liable, if you're not using it, either put it somewhere safe or put it in the little shredder box thingy to keep patient information safe. Yeah, it's been your boy Miguel. See you on the next one.